Ever feel like you're drowning in information when trying to build a business? One that doesn't run you ragged.
It's a common feeling.
Well, we're diving into the E-Myth Revisited today.
Oh, a classic. And for good reason.
It's all about escaping that hamster wheel and building something that lasts, something with real impact.
Gerber's insights are timeless, that's for sure. They resonate with anyone who's felt that tug between passion and practicality in their business.
Totally. He jumps right in and challenges that whole heroic entrepreneur myth.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, absolutely.
that says most of us, we start as technicians,
Right. Amazing at our craft.
but maybe not so much at the whole, running a business thing.
Exactly. That's where the E-Myth Revisited is so valuable. He highlights how crucial it is to work on your business, not just in it.
Otherwise, you're just, like a really talented employee,
Yeah,
but in your own company.
exactly. And that's usually when the freedom starts to disappear.
Huh.
You're chained to the daily grind instead of building something bigger.
So no more freedom.
Right. And he uses this really interesting analogy of McDonald's.
Okay.
He says, imagine starting a business from scratch
Yeah.
versus opening the millionth McDonald's franchise.
I mean, I get it, but
With the franchise, you're not just slinging burgers, right?
Yeah.
You're replicating a system, a proven system. And that's the same with any successful business. It's about a model that can be replicated whether you're there or not.
so you're not just the chef, you're like the architect of the whole restaurant experience.
Exactly.
It's a great analogy. So how do we even start thinking like that? Building a system instead of being the system.
Well, that's where Gerber introduces the franchise prototype. He wants you to think, what if I was creating a model for 5,000 identical businesses?
5,000. Okay, that's a lot.
It is. But think about it. What would that look like? What would the customer experience be? The systems?
Yeah, you'd have to think differently.
You have to. You're forced to step back from the day-to-day and see the bigger picture. You're creating something that can thrive without you having to constantly pull the levers.
So it's bigger than just me.
Yes.
Less about my amazing skills and more about a system anyone could run.
Yes. And that's incredibly freeing. But it all starts with knowing what you want. That's where your primary aim comes in.
Okay, let's talk about that. What is this primary aim all about?
It's about aligning your business with your life goals, not the other way around.
I like that.
It's about finding that sweet spot where what you're good at, what you love, and what the world needs all come together.
It's like that Venn diagram.
Yeah. And once you know your primary aim, building the business becomes a way to support your life, not consume it.
So before we even think about logos and marketing.
You need to define what you want your life to look like.
Wow.
That clarity,
Yeah.
essential. Then you can build your business to get you there.
Okay, so we've got our franchise prototype. We know our primary aim. But how do we actually build this business that works? Does Gerber give us like a blueprint?
He really does. He uses this analogy of a perfectly run hotel, where every detail is planned out to create an incredible
Like
experience.
they know what kind of newspaper you like without you even asking.
Exactly. It's those little details that add up.
Yeah.
Think about a time you experienced amazing customer service. What made it stand out?
It's funny you should mention that. I was at this bookstore just last week, and they remembered I was looking for a specific book for like a previous visit.
Wow.
They even called other branches to find a signed copy for me.
There you go. That's exactly what Gerber is talking about. Exceeding expectations, anticipating needs. Your customer feels valued.
Okay, so how do we make that a system? That hotel level attention to detail.
He calls it the people strategy. It's about getting the right people on board, people who share your vision.
It's those rock star employees.
Yeah.
And they can help you create that exceptional experience for everyone.
Exactly. But systems can be complex, right?
For sure. How do we make sure they actually work?
Well, Gerber talks about this idea of continuous improvement. And he tells this amusing story about a company battling blue ink stains, of all things, on their office walls.
Blue ink stains. Wait, what?
It's kind of funny, but it makes a good point. This company, they tried everything to stop these stains. Memos, meetings, you name it.
Nothing worked.
Nothing. It was driving them crazy.
So what do? Give up on whiteboards?
They finally had a breakthrough. They put clear plastic collars around the whiteboards.
That's it.
That's it. Problem solved.
So simple, but brilliant.
Exactly. And that's Gerber's point. Every challenge, even blue ink, is a chance to innovate, improve your systems.
Where there's a whiteboard, there's a way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He also talks about having a systematized sales process.
Oh, yeah.
He even gives you scripts and strategies, calls it the PowerPoint selling system.
He gives you the words, Wow, so action steps, not just theory.
Right. He breaks it down into 3 stages: lead generation, lead conversion, and client fulfillment.
So it's the whole journey, from hello to happy customer.
Exactly. Guiding them every step of the way.
And it all goes back to knowing what the customer wants, right? Like that bookstore. Knowing I'm a sucker for a signed first edition.
Yes. He says that real sales success, it comes from understanding the customer's, as he calls it, unconscious desires.
So less about a hard sell, more about connecting on a deeper level, knowing what makes them tick.
Exactly. He wants you to think of your business as the solution to their problems, a way to help them reach their goals, not just here's my product or here's my service.
So we're not just selling something, we're selling a feeling, a solution. It's all about the experience. This is great, but it feels like a lot. Where do we even start?
Gerber says it's about looking at your business from the entrepreneurial perspective.
Okay.
It's about stepping back, looking at your business as a whole, as a system.
Like an architect, not just a bricklayer.
Exactly. And the best businesses,
Oh.
built from the ground up with that in mind. He uses IBM as an example.
Okay.
He says their founder, he didn't just wake up one day and go, oh, I know about computers, guess I'll start a computer company.
Right, there was a bigger vision.
Exactly. He had an idea
Mm.
of what he wanted IBM to be, how it would run, its impact. Then he worked backwards from there.
So he started at the end and figured out the steps. How do we even do that for ourselves?
Well, Gerber gives us the strategic objective. Basically, it's a plan for how your business will achieve your primary aim.
Like a roadmap, right, to our life goals.
Exactly. Outlines the money stuff, who you're selling to, what makes you stand out, and those important operational systems we talked about.
Okay.
It takes that big vision and makes it manageable.
That does make it feel a little less scary.
Right.
So it all starts with knowing your primary aim. What you want, what you're good at, what the world needs.
Exactly. It's about being intentional with our businesses, designing them to support the life we want, not the other way around.
So don't let it overwhelm you. Start with that primary aim. What do you really want? Then build that business, that franchise prototype to make it happen.
That's what the E-Myth Revisited is all about. Building a business that works isn't just about the bottom line. It's about creating a life of a purpose and fulfillment.
It's about having a business that gives you freedom, not one that takes it away, aligning your inner and outer worlds.
Exactly. Gerber says our business can be this vehicle for growth, personal and professional, like a dojo. You're constantly learning.
I love that. So as we wrap up our deep dive into the E-Myth Revisited, here's something to think about. What if your business was that meticulously crafted experience, like that hotel Gerber describes?
What are you overlooking? How can your business help you grow and transform?
That's all the time we have for today's deep dive. We hope you found this exploration of the E-Myth Revisited insightful and inspiring.